All right then. So before jumping into the topic section, so we have to make one more corrections in our user table where we missed to filter out the super admin information. So we have to filter this informations. So in order to filter this information, all you have to do is to just write only one where condition over here, right? So I just have to say where, open it, the clerk ID. It should not be equals to, process dot env dot super underscore admin. So save these changes. So that will not display the super admin ID over there. So you don't have first, if the super admin is not showing active in your case, I just manually change it in my database in the initial stage itself, or you can just make it active. Then you can write these conditions in your the fetch all user functions, right? Perfect. Now we have ourselves all our fetch all users, which is working perfectly as it's supposed to be, including the models and everything. Let me close all those stuffs. Providers, class selections, data tables, headings, custom breadcrumbs, columns. Perfect. Let me close this and keep the schema alone. Now what we have to do is to all we have to do is to create, in order to create a new topic, first we need to customize the schema, right? So in order to customize the schema, so for that what I'm going to do is I need to write the first I need to create one specific variable for determining the difficulty level. So for that, enum, which is going to be difficulty level, difficulty level. So for that topic, what is based on the topic generations, that topic it's going to be how difficult it's going to be. So basic, intermediate, intermediate, uh, then advanced, right? And now I'm going to create myself a new topic model topic. Let's open it. ID, which is basically going to be the integer ID int, and it should be at ID attribute, and at it should be defaultly auto incremented. Then right after here, I'm just going to give the topic title, or you can give it, save it as a name. In this case, I'm going to keep it as a title, and make sure the title, each title needs to be unique. Then of course, then I'm going to have the description, which in case it's going to be the JSON field, right? Then I'm going to specify the difficulty level, difficulty level, difficulty level. So let me copy and supply that difficulty level over here, right? And then I need to supply the keywords, because this is the most important thing. Based on the keywords only we are going to suggest the users and filter the informations and everything. That's going to be the string array, right? And you can save the user informations also if you wish to, but in this case only the super admin can create the topic, so the users can learn about those topics. Then there is no point on adding the user informations over here, because I know that super admin is the user who created the topic, so I don't need to save that user informations. Maybe if you're wishing to upgrade, anyone can create the topics and anyone can learn any topics. So in that situation, you have to save the user information. But in this case, I'm just going to leave the user information out of it. Then I'm just going to say created at, which is basically, it's going to be the date time field, and at default, it's going to be now. Then updated at, which is going to be the date time. Then I'm going to use this updated at attribute, right? This is all about the topics which we have to. Then I'm just going to stop the server, clear it, and then I'm just going to say pnpm prisma db push. Make these changes. uh my bad, spelling mistake. Prisma db push. Perfect. Now it's pushing all these changes into our database, so it will take some time, so let's wait. All right, so now it's done. Then I'm just going to say pnpm prisma generate. It needs to generate the client, and we need to update the client with the topic, right? So now it is generated, and I'm just going to reload my window one more time, because in order to, I need to see the changes anyways. So for that, then I'm just going to run this application pnpm run dev. So that is going to rerun our application. So let us restart it. Perfect. So now all we have to do is I have to create myself a new dashboard page where I can create this topics and display the topics and all those things. Don't worry about the places where we can okay, let's go ahead and start do it. Dashboard routes. Inside this dashboard routes, I'm going to create a new folder called topics, and here I'm going to create myself a new file called page.tsx, right? And I need to update the app sidebar, which is going to display the list of topics as well as, right? So this is going to be topics, or you can say learning topics, something like that. Topics, list of topics, topics, icons, which is going to be book. Hi, what happened? Book, lose it, react. Okay, let's keep it as a book itself. Then this is going to be book, and right after here I'm gonna have one more option for add new, which is basically it's going to be slash create, and this is going to be book plus. So let's save the changes, and this needs to be protected, right? So it is supposed to be displayed only for the users, only for the admin user, not for the other users. So that's the reason we added it as a protected one. So now we have the drought, and now when I click this list of topics, it's going to take me to that specific page. In order to do that, I just need to say sfc list of, or we can say topics page div. Let's say topics page. For the time being, let's say this changes, and let's see what are the changes it's showing for us. All right, so now we have ourselves the topics page in our hand, and all I have to do is to get into the users page, and I'm just going to particularly copy this dashboard, and I'm just going to get into the topics page, save it, install this breadcrumb first, import this as well as bring this separator, and for the time being I'm just going to comment it. Later I'm going to bring the data table over here. So this is going to be the topics and list of topics, save it. So that is going to bring the topics and everything. Okay, so now we have ourselves all the necessary information which is needed. So next what I need to do is, so this is the particular place where we are going to bring the list of topics and display the data table and everything. So don't worry about this part, we can work on this later. First we have to create it, then we can able to display it. So now when the user can click this new topic, it should navigate the user to that very specific page, and just exactly the same thing, I have to bring one more button over here also, right? User should be able to click anywhere from here or here. That depends on the user, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say from the, let me get into the action buttons, or what is that, what we just, let me get into the header, dashboard header, notification center, and user button. Oh, we forgot to implement the notifications as well as, yep, we forgot to implement this also, so we have to work on this notification center as well, as because every time when you're making some changes we need to trigger the notifications. Oh my goodness, I failed to do that. Okay, let's see what we can do. Let me bring this one. Next link, button, close it, react. So save these changes. Now I should able to see the same new topic over here. In this case, I'm gonna leave the variant as default, just like this. Either user can click directly from there, or he can navigate it into topics page and he can click it over here. Okay, I think it's not necessary, but let's keep it over there. So when you are clicking this, it is going to take the users to the dashboard, topics, and create page. So inside the topics, I'm going to create a one more subfolder called create, and inside the subfolder I'm going to create a new file called page.tsx, and I'm just going to say sfc. This is going to be topics create page. Div topics create page. Save it. So that is going to navigate the user into that specific page. All right. So we should able to edit the topics as well as, right? So in that point, instead of keeping the editing separately, what we can do? Okay, let's see. Let me try to figure it out. So what we can do is we can create a form where the user can give the topics. Let the user can give the topic, and let the user can choose the difficulty level as a form. Then he can able to create it. Once it has been created, I can able to display all the list of topics over here. So the user can later he can open it and he can edit it as much he wants, right? So what I can do is we need to make some changes in our schema. In order to do that, I'm gonna keep this one as an optional field, as an optional one, and um the keywords, these also can be an optional one. Wait, okay, so it's showing as an error. Why? Let me fix this one. Okay, so we are running into multiple issues now. All right, so if this question mark is not supported, so we have to change this into at default. I'm going to keep it as an empty array. That should work. Then I need to create one more variable over here, that whether it is published or what. So is published. I'm going to make this as a boolean one, and by default I'm going to make this value as false. So save these changes. Perfect. So these are the necessary fields that we want to keep. So what we are planning to do is I'm going to have ourselves a new form where it is going to be either we can keep it as a separate page, or we can keep it as a separate model. That depends on our requirement. So what we can do is I think it's better to keep it as a separate page itself. So we can create a separate page for creating it. So let's keep it on that way. And I'm going to create myself as a new title. So we're going to have the title in that form, and we are going to supply the difficulty level. So these are the two necessary informations which we needed it. So once the user selected it, and he just have to click create, then we can display those values in the data table, and by default it is not going to be published, right? So once it has been displayed, user can get into that particular topic and he can generate the descriptions and keywords and all those necessary stuffs. Then he can publish it, right? This is the plan. And for that, we need to publish this. PNPM Prisma db push. So we have to publish these changes into our dashboard, and then we need to generate for our client as well as. So let's do that now. pnpm prisma generate clear. Then I'm just going to reload my window, right? So now when you click this, I think I did created this page, yes. Now when the user clicks either there or there, it should take the user to that specific page. All right, so now we are inside the topics create page, and this is the place I'm going to display a form in the exact center location so the user can create that necessary information. So let's go ahead and do that.